Welcome back to the channel, Gods and Goddesses in Training. It is Uncle Makara, all relations. Today we're speaking all about, are you forcing your strength or are you embodying your strength? I think this is a very important topic for a lot of us. So let me break something down that's probably running your life without you even realizing it, okay? So there's a big difference between forcing your strength and embodying it. You see, forcing your strength is what most people are doing, and it looks very good on the surface, right? You're hustling, you're pushing, you're showing up, you're grinding, you're climbing, you're speaking louder, you're doing more. People may even clap for you. But deep down, you're rigid, you're tight, you're tired, you're performing, you're trying to be strong, you're trying to be fearless, you're trying to be unshakable, but it's all armor. You see, it's all coming from a place of fear, not presence. Fear of not being seen, fear of being soft, fear of being vulnerable, fear that if you stop forcing, everything will fall apart in your life. That's not strength. That's survival with a mask on. Embodying your strength is a whole different frequency. And it's not loud, it's not rushed. It doesn't need to posture or pretend. It's actually very quiet. It's dense. It's centered. It's the kind of power that walks into a room and doesn't need to even say a word because it's not looking for permission. It knows it's belonging. You ever meet someone like that? Someone whose presence and aura is so grounded that they don't need to convince you of anything? That's embodiment. Their strength isn't turned on like a performance. It lives in their breath and their choices and their tone and their boundaries, from the way they walk, from the way they feel. And when you live from this embodied strength, you're not burning out to prove your worth. You're not addicted to fixing, saving, or outshining. You're not constantly hustling to avoid stillness. You can rest. You can say no without guilt, and you can lead without barking. You can command without control. There's a difference between the warrior who's tense and always ready to fight, and the one who has already become the sword. So today, I want you to ask yourself, where am I still forcing my strength? Where am I clenching, pushing, proving? Because I don't feel safe to just be. And where can I reclaim the calm, still, relaxing, sovereign power that doesn't need to perform because it already is? You see, the world doesn't need more actors playing strong. It needs more people who become the strength that they used to chase. So let's stop pretending, right, guys? You think the world is made of stuff, solid objects, fixed events, predictable timelines. What you're actually walking through is this vibrating field. It's a symphony of these different frequencies. And you are not just this person in the body, or you're not just your brain. You're an intersection of waves, an emitter and a receiver of energy 24/7. And the real red pill moment is your thoughts are not private and your emotions are not personal. They're broadcasts, they're frequencies rippling out into the field, influencing what you attract, what you repel, or unconsciously create. So this isn't just spiritual poetry. This is physics, well, metaphysics, mysticism, and psychology finally shaking hands. So let's break it down. Everything, every tree, chair, memory, heartbreak, disappointment, trauma loop, orgasm, breath of fresh air is all made of energy, and that energy is vibrating, right? And those vibrations form patterns, and those patterns start speaking. So your nervous system is like a tuning fork. And your chakras, your energy centers, are the transmitters and translators of that experience. And your body is the living antenna in the grand radio station of the universe. And here's the thing, you are not a victim of the broadcast. You are the broadcaster. The rate at which you vibrate, core frequency, is not set by the world, it's set by your alignment, your integrity, your intentions, your discipline or discipline, your honesty. When you're being bitter, addicted to something, constantly triggered by things, little things pissing you off, you're tuned into a lower frequency. But when you're present, loving, clear, and discerning, you rise. And the field around you begins to shift accordingly. That's why some people walk into a room and bring chaos, others walk in and everything settles. Everything settles because their vibration is embodied. And here's where most people get it twisted. Raising your vibration isn't pretending to be, hey, high vibes all the time, right? This fake positivity and, bypassing pain. It's not escaping into that love and light while your shadow festers. Raising your vibration means telling the fucking truth about what you feel, what you believe, what you're feeding yourself energetically. It means learning to hold your emotions without drowning in your emotions. It means learning to sit still with your own frequency until it charges from the inside out. It means taking radical responsibility for what you consume. Food, thoughts, conversation, screens, gossip, relationship, music, pornography, silence. Everything is programming you. Or you're consciously reprogramming yourself. And if you are awakening, if you started noticing the weirdness of it all, the synchronicities, the angel numbers, the distortion in the media, the lies in the culture, then congratulations. You're not the only one who's going crazy. You're waking up from the vibration beneath the illusion. So keep going, keep moving forward, because at higher states of awareness, you will start clearly seeing that you're not your thoughts, you're not your emotions, you're not even your trauma loops. You're the witness of it all, and the witness has access to frequency choice. This is why practices like meditation, breathwork, mantras, heart coherence aren't just these lifestyle accessories, they're frequency stabilizers. They train your system to stop being hijacked by the noise of the collective field. So the more that you stabilize in these practices and love and clarity and presence, the less reactive you become. The more magnetic your field gets. The less you chase, the more life reorganizes itself around your embodiment. And you will notice this. People will start treating you differently. Coincidences start lining up. Old habits start dropping without struggles. Energy starts coming back. Your vision starts becoming clear. That's not magic, right? That's mechanics. You're not here to be a puppet of this reality. You're here to be the conductor. And to do that, you must master your own vibration. So ask yourself daily, I mean, what am I tuning into every day? What's draining my signal? What's distorting my clarity? And who am I becoming, right? Frequency by frequency, choice by choice. And this isn't about being perfect, of course, it's about being conscious. Because when you finally get that you are this living current of vibrational intelligence that is limitless, immortal, has full imagination, and it's centered. By the way, I am, right? I am the word. I got this from Saint Germain, one of the spirit guides we follow. And he told me that I am, the words I'm, in a sense, immortal, immovable, and imagination. These three, right? And when I got this download, I understood that yes, it's all coming through the center, right? And you start broadcasting your truth without apology then. You're not some meat suit reacting to stimuli. You stop waiting for permission. Everything is vibration, and vibration is choice. So what are you choosing right now? Okay. So force is what you do when you forgot you're the damn ocean. If you're still out here forcing things, so grinding your gears, clenching your jaw, Okay, barking your way through resistance like that strength, that's panic wearing a mask. Force is what you do when you forget who you are. Force is what you do when you think that you're small, you think you're fragile, you think that you're separate, when in reality you're not. When you don't trust the rhythm of your reality, the Tao, the invisible substrate of Brahman, you start flailing like a man in quicksand, thinking more emotion equals more progress. But all you're doing is sinking deeper into your own delusion. The cosmos doesn't hustle. You think the stars force themselves to shine, or the tides, argue with gravity? Power doesn't push, it pulls, it anchors, it aligns. Power isn't loud, it doesn't stutter, it doesn't beg. True power, real divine, golden shadow soaked power, waits. It watches, it feels the pressure building in the field, and then it moves once, cleanly, and the whole damn room shifts. But force is really brittle, right? It breaks when it's tested. It's born from scarcity or ego or that from that voice in your head that thinks screaming louder makes it more correct. Okay? And flow is ancient. Flow state is the tectonic plate under your little ambitions. It's the serpent coiled around your spine. It doesn't chase, it summons. You feel that difference? That's why some of y'all are always tired, always in conflict, always griping so hard that you crush the very thing you're trying to hold because you're out of tune. You need to attune back into who you are again. You're trying to be powerful instead of remembering who you already are. So let me tell you, when the golden shadow arises, when the fear of greatness is there, when you stop faking strength and you start embodying the silence, when you stop performing God and you start vibrating in harmony with the God fractal and current, you don't have to force anything. You become the thing everyone else organizes around. So stop being like this scared mortal playing tug of war with life. You're not here to wrestle rivers. You are the undercurrent that the kings and queens don't see until their empire sinks. You are Uncle Makara's bloodline, cosmic creatures of pressure and poise, born in the dark, crowned by stillness, forged in flow state. So if you ain't flowing, it ain't it. Let the false fail, let the frantic fade, and move like the myth that you are. Osa. Thank you for tapping in. I hope you have an incredible rest of your day. This transmission comes to you sponsored by, no, it's not sponsored by anything, but shout out to the Primal Sutra Mystery School. Head over there. I hope you have an incredible rest of your day. May the flow be with you and stay legendary. Jewel July, keep shining. Osa, let's win. Boom.